Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. To those who are new, so I decided that, as y'all know, I don't know if I even told you guys any of this on any of my vlogs, but I was trying to make me a library at home. This area right here is like what I started out as far as like my journaling area, but I think I'm gonna combine it into my journaling area and also my library. So instead of moving or trying to put a library in a different area in my home, I'm going to make this area into like my little mini library along with my journaling area. There is a lot of little stuff that I have to do in order to get that done, but like I have this divider here, so it will be perfect for when I want to kind of like cut off my library from my actual living room area. This one right here, I think is like a 1, 2, 3, it's a 4-panel divider, but I will actually get one that is longer, probably like a 6 or an 8-panel. That way it will completely cover the two areas from each other. So I was in bed last night, y'all, and I was thinking about that. I was like, I think I'm going to just make this area here into like a mini office type library nook. So that really made me excited, and I couldn't wait to get up this morning to share that news with you guys. But that is not all that I wanted to share with you guys. I put a vlog on every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you're not subscribed to my channel, I suggest you click that notification bell along with that subscription bell down at the bottom, and YouTube will let you know whenever Yolanda's Journaling uploads another video. And today, y'all, I want to go to a bookstore. I have no reason to go to a bookstore, none whatsoever, but I have 2 books on my radar, and those 2 books are The Wrath of the Sloth, I think it's called, and Powerful. I have not read Powerless, and I hear so much about Powerless, so I gotta get to Powerless, but I want Powerful, and I want the Wrath of the Sloth because I actually have some of the series on my bookshelf. So I want that other book, y'all. I think I have King of Wrath, I have King of Pride, I have King of Greed, and I think the last one is the Wrath of Sloth. I think that's what it's called. If I'm not saying it right, y'all, I will pop a picture of it up just so that y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, I have Powerless, but I want Powerful. Now, if they wouldn't have came out with Powerful, I would not have wanted Powerful. But since they came out with it, I want to go to Barnes and Nobles and I want to get Powerful to go with Powerless. And I think if I do that, I will actually read Powerless, because like I said, I hear so much about that book and I actually want to start reading it. I don't have it on my anticipated reads for this month, but hopefully I will be able to put it on my anticipated reads for June, or I might just stick those 2 in just to read, probably like as a reading vlog or something like that. But y'all, again, I'm not gonna talk y'all head off today. I don't want this vlog to be super long. I want to be like one of the first ones into Barnes and Noble so that I can get just a few little clips of me looking for the books that I want and just showing you guys again what Barnes and Noble look like, which you probably already know. But join me for this little small bookstore vlog just to get 2 books, and I promise you, I will only walk out with those 2 books. Those 2 books. And while I'm there, I want to see if they actually have the matcha with the lavender there, because you know, even though it's Starbucks, they're at Barnes & Noble. I think they're like the stepchild to Starbucks. So I'm hoping that they have the matcha and lavender drink there. I will most likely get me one of those, and probably a grilled cheese. I really like their grilled cheese, especially if like the right person is there, because she really puts a banger on those grilled cheese sandwiches. So let's go. Join me. I'm gonna stop doing all this talking. Let's get on this road and let's go to Barnes & Noble to pick up these 2 books. Fingers crossed that they have these 2 books in stock, which I know is Barnes & Noble. I know that they will have them. So join me in Barnes & Noble.
Hours had passed. The sun hung low in the sky, and several guests had already returned from their days out. She knew that the National Health Service, being currently underfunded, came with heftier waiting times. But good lord, how long did it take to check a man's skull and whack a bandage on him? In the time since he and Mont had left, she'd found the rather impressive, if terrifyingly... Slowly, she turned around to face the man she knew was waiting, and almost dropped down dead when she laid eyes on him. Good lord, she murmured. Jacob, or rather Super Jacob, because that's how he looked, arched a pale eyebrow. All the same. Jacob grunted and shifted against the wall, a sinuous predator trying to get comfortable. Can't. Oh, yes. Eve remembered Mont's comment about arse bruising and tried not to drown in this brand new... Jacob released a bark of laughter. It was so sudden and so completely surprising that she spun to look at him, as if further inspection might reveal that the noise had come from someone else. But no.
Alright, y'all. So I am here at Barnes & Noble. I think they open up at like 10 o'clock. Or they might be open now. I'm gonna check the internet to see what time they open up. Yeah, they open up at 10. So got about 3-4 more minutes, and then let's go into Barnes & Noble. I think that book, y'all, that I was looking for, I think it's called King of Sloth. Yeah. I don't know where I was getting the Wrath of Sloth from. I bet you y'all was looking at me like, what is she talking about? But it's called the King of Sloth. This is not Barnes & Noble website, but this is what it is called. It's called King of Sloth. So that is one of the books that I wanted to get. And of course, I told you guys the other one is Powerful. Y'all, I'm not even gonna cap. I was in a store and I seen Powerful and I was like, what is going on? Like, what is the deal with this book? And I've completely forgot that the other one was Powerless and, you know, not Powerful. I don't know why I thought it was the exact same book. But this is the other book that I would like to purchase today. And we're not going to spend that much time in this bookstore because I hear that a storm is coming. And then like my supervisor, she is like part of the little storm type deal thingy. So she did put out an email about a potential severe storm. So I'm not going to spend that long here in Barnes & Noble. But I do want to get those 2 books from here. And that lavender matcha. So hopefully they have that lavender matcha in here. But y'all, just to recap, my favorite genre is like the contemporary romance, light fluffy reads, enemies to lovers, second chance romance. Like, I love those type of books. But also I love thriller books. I love thriller books to a certain extent. So I love like Frida McFadden thriller books. James Patterson has some thriller books that I think are very good. It was some, what is the other couple of people that I like as far as thriller books? Geneva Rose, I like her thriller books. I think she has some thriller books that are out. So, you know, Holly Jackson, I think like the series, y'all, the series A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I don't really know what genre that is, but like I like those type of mystery type thriller books. As far as like the fantasy thriller books, if that is a trope, I don't really care for those. I don't really care for fantasy books, but there are some that I have actually read, like the Iron Flame. No, I've read Fourth Wing. I have Iron Flame. So I really don't read those type of books, but I do love series books. I have some series books that I need to finish on my shelves now, which is the Dreamland Billionaire series. I read one book in that series. I need to finish that series. I've read Good Girls Guide to Murder. I need to read that series, but y'all, that's not what we came here to talk about. So I think Barnes & Noble is open now, so let's go in here. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what other different books that they have in my genre that I love. And let's get those two books, Powerless, Powerful, and Sloth, King of Sloth. See y'all inside. Alright y'all, so this would be the area that the King of Sloth would be in, but they are currently out of the book, so I will not be getting King of Sloth today. But I did find Powerful, but I am so disappointed because the two books that I did want, one of them they do not have. So I gotta pick up another one because I said I was gonna get two, but I don't know which one or which other one that I want. Oh God, I'm so disappointed. So, which y'all know I love second chance romance, so most likely it will be a romance book that I get. But forever I have been wanting to get beach reads, so I don't know. Alright y'all, this is going to be a little quick haul. The weather does look like it might get a little nasty. There's no sun and it looks very, very gloomy. But I just came out of Barnes & Noble and they did not have the King of Sloth. So that threw me to buy more books than I wanted to. I said I was only going to buy 2 books. I lied. I bought 4 books. I spent more money than I wanted to spend in Barnes & Noble, but hey, it's okay. Us book girlies, we can always say we're going to buy this, that, and the other. So when we get in there, it's a whole nother story. But I'm going to just show you guys real quick what I got from the bookstore. So I did get this bag. It's called, it says the public library. And on here, y'all, it says borrowers finding this book pencil marked, written upon, multi-laminated, or unwarrantably defaced are expected to report it to the librarian. Libraries save democracy. So I thought this was kind of cute. It was a little bit more pricey than what I wanted to pay, but I liked it. I only live once, so I purchased it. So anyway, let's get down to what I got from the bookstore. So I did end up spending $74. But that was only because I got the bag. And I was going to get this bag. Like, I could not help but to get this bag. But anyway, I did find one of the books that I wanted. I wanted Powerful. So I did find Powerful. Like I said, I have not read Powerless yet, so most likely I will probably do a reading vlog. And y'all, I want to do a reading vlog, switching my screen time for reading. So I hope I can find at least Powerless on an audio, and it will be a perfect time for me to read Powerless and also read Powerful. So I did find Powerful by Lauren Roberts. Cute little book, and I was so glad because like when I look for or at this book at other stores and online, the cover was white. I liked it, but I didn't like it, so I was glad that I was able to find a Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition. So it says Adina and Peyton have always been inseparable. Fate brought them together when they were young, but friendship ensured they would always protect each other and the home they built in the slum of Loot Alley. But now Peyton and original has been selected for the Pugsing trials, which means almost certain death. Now alone on Loot, Adina must fend for herself after she attempts to steal a mysterious man from the market comes to her rescue. Mac's shadowy past and secretive power set him apart from the other low-level elites of Loot, and as the pair team up to see their loved ones before the trial, the quest tests their loyalty, their love, and their lives. So I really don't know anything about Powerful. Don't know that much about Powerless either, because like I said, I have not read the book, but I did pick up Powerful by Lauren Roberts. And I found My Dark Vanessa. Shaughnessy has talked about this book on a number of her reading vlogs, and when she gives book recommendations of any kind, she will give My Dark Vanessa. This is not the cover that I wanted. I wanted the one that she had because it was so pretty, but I was just so excited to find My Dark Vanessa, y'all. She said when you read this book, be prepared to just be stunned. You might end up crying. I don't know. I cannot wait to read this book. It says Russell manages a brutal originality, exceedingly complex, inventive, restorative examination of harm and power. That was from the New York Times. Exploring the psychological dynamics of the relationship between a precious yet naive teenage girl and her magnetic and impulsive teacher. A brilliant, overcoming read that marks the explosive debate of an extra original new writer. So the author of this book is Kate Russell. And it says, bright, ambitious, and yearning for an adulthood, 15-year-old Vanessa Y becomes entangled in an affair with Jacob Strain, her magnetic and gleeful 42-year-old English teacher. So y'all, now this just reading that little synopsis of that reminds me of The Teacher by Frida McFadden. If you have not read that book, I suggest you get it. It is a fairly good book. But with the affair between a grown teacher and a student, it really reminds me of The Teacher. I'm not going to read any further with this, but Shaughnessy says like she was brought to tears behind this book, so I am so excited to read this book. And y'all, by looking on the inside of it, it looked like some of this stuff has been going on for years, or at least it has like 2002, 2017 in here. I think those are like the only 2 years that I see, 2000. So I'm very interested in seeing what this book is about. It's called My Dark Vanessa by Kate Russell. And y'all, I did something different. God, I can never pronounce her name. So I'm going to pop up a picture of her channel. Y'all follow her. She is so cute. She is so funny. I love looking at her channel. But I seen her pick up this book. And this is kind of out of my norm, but I wanted to try it. When I read some of the first chapter and read the back of the book, I was like, it probably won't hurt for you to like branch out a little bit. So I picked up The Certain Hunger by Chelsea Summers. I'm guessing that's her name. Y'all, look at this cover. Oh my goodness. Look at this cover. I do not even know what genre this is. Once I actually look it up and see what genre it is, I will place it somewhere up in the cards or in the film, I'm sorry. But it says, food writer Dorothy Daniels loves what she does. Discerning, manipulous, and very, very smart. Dorothy's clear mastery of the culinary arts makes it likely that she could, or any given night, whip up a more inspired dish than any one of the chefs she writes about. Dorothy loves sex as much as she loves food, and while she has struggled to find a long-term partner that can keep her up with her, she makes the best of her single life, frequently traveling from Manhattan to Italy for a taste of both. But there is something within Dorothy that's different from everyone else, and having suppressed it long enough, she starts to embrace what makes Dorothy uniquely, terrifyingly herself. Recounting her life from a seemingly idly farm-to-table childhood, the heights of her career, to the moment she plunges an ice pick into a man's neck on Fire Island. Oh, Dorothy. Dorothy Daniels shows us what happens when a woman finally embraces her superiority. Oh, y'all, this is like really out of my norm. I hope I can read this book, but I'm so excited that I have it. And y'all, the cover is just, oh, I don't know. The more and more I look at this cover, the more and more I want to read this book. The cover of this book is beautiful. So like I said, I'm not sure what genre this is, but I think she likes like fiction, contemporary fiction type books. So I'm guessing that this might line up in that particular line. I don't know. I will have to look it up. And this one, y'all, is by an author that I have never heard of. Don't know anything about this book, but it captured my attention. And it captured my attention because it was front facing. Y'all, I love when a book is front facing in the bookstore, because the cover always catches the buyer's attentions. But it's called Hosley Street. I think that's the name of it. And it's by Naomi Coster. I hope I'm saying her name right, because you know I will butcher her name. But this is a new book to me. Not sure if it's new to you. So if you have actually seen and read this book, please drop it down in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts is about this book. But I know that it is a fiction book. It says this is a work of fiction, names, characters, organization, places, events, and you know, all that little good jazz. It says any resemblance of actual persons living or dead or actually events is purely, okay, love. Yeah, basically just fiction. It says when everything has changed, an artist must find her way home. A modern day story of a family lost and renewal. Hosley Street captures the deeply human need to belong not only to a place but to one another. Penelope Grant has scrapped her failed career as an artist in Pittsburgh and moved back to Brooklyn to keep an eye on her alleged father. She's accepted that her future won't be what she dreamed, but now as gentrification is completely reshaped her old neighborhood, even her past is unrecognizable. Old haunts have been razed, and wealthy white strangers have replaced every familiar face in bed stew. Even her mother, Mariah, has abandoned the family to reclaim her roots in the Dominican Republic. To take courage, it's almost unforgivable. When Penelope moves into the attic apartment of the Harpers, she thinks she's found a symbolist of family and maybe even love. But her world is upended again when she receives a postcard from her mom asking for reconciliation. As old wounds are reopened and secrets revealed, a journey across an ocean of sacrifice and self-discovery begins. An engrossing debate, Hosley Street shifts between the perspectives of these two captivating, troubling women. Morella has one last chance to win back the heart of her daughter she lost long before leaving New York, and for Penelope, it's time to break free of the hold of the past and start navigating her life. So I was fixing to say this was like a second chance at love book, but it's like a reconciliation or like a second chance at love between a mom and a daughter. I've never read a book of this nature, so I am very interested in reading this book. And y'all, I love the cover. The cover is so stinking cute. That is what brought my attention to this book. But y'all, I walked out of there with all of these books in my bag, so very satisfied with my purchase. And there's one other thing that I have to do before I go back, because I have to pick up my mom. My mom is calling, y'all. Hold on. All right, guys, sorry about that. That was my mom calling. But there's only one other thing that I need to do. There is this library book that is due tomorrow. Sorry, got a little dark there. That is due tomorrow, so I'm going to drop it off today. I see some raindrops on my windshield, so it is about to start raining. I would like to get home before the weather starts to get bad. So let's drop this book off to this library and let's go home. Let's go home. Let's be inside before the weather actually tries to kick off. I have to pick up my kid at like 12:39 or something like that, but I don't know. I might end up picking her up early because of the weather. But I did not get a chance to read this book. It's called 12 Hours in Manhattan. I did not get a chance to read this book. Very disappointed about that, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes we just don't get a chance to read the library books that we actually have picked up. But let's go to the library. Let's drop this book off. I think I'm gonna drop it off in just a little book drop-off thing. I'm not actually going inside. But y'all, let's try to get our butt home before it actually starts raining. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this vlog, And I hope y'all enjoyed it, because I really did enjoy book shopping with you guys. And again, a vlog is placed on every Wednesday and Sunday. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, I suggest that you subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell, click that subscribe button. YouTube will let you know whenever Yolanda's Journaling uploads another video. And I just have to say it, y'all, just do everything all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Bye, guys.
Okay.